If your stomach is a-growlin' and you want to make something now, man, stop by Bachelor Kitchen. Episode 2. Explosive Caramel Sauce.
Welcome to Bachelor Kitchen. I'm your host, Kel, and this is my new cooking show for regular guys just like me who occasionally like to make stuff and eat stuff. Well, today we're going to be making something that I call explosive caramel sauce. So let's get started. Let's wash our hands first. Today we're going to need a saucepan to cook our caramel sauce in. So I've selected this pan here. It's a medium-sized saucepan. It's a little on the tall side, which is good for this. This is actually about the perfect size to do this in. So the first thing we want to do is we want to fill this with cold water. You're going to want to fill this to within about, an inch and a half or so from the top. There we go. The next thing we need for our caramel sauce is sweetened condensed milk. Okay, it's important that you get the condensed milk and not the evaporated milk. If you use evaporated milk for this, you won't have caramel in the end. So if you want to know the difference between evaporated milk and condensed milk, well, basically the difference is evaporated milk is fresh milk that's had about 60% of the water taken out of it, and then it's canned, and then you can basically store it on a shelf for close to forever. Basically, you can take evaporated milk, add water, and essentially you'd have fresh milk again, or milk per se. So condensed milk is actually fresh milk that has had all of the water removed and sugar added. So it comes out being like a thick, creamy kind of thing. So if that's what that's what the difference is, in case you were wondering. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to remove this label because it says that there's valuable recipes on the back of this. So I want to make sure and save those. Plus, we really don't need this on the can at this point because we're going to take our sweetened condensed milk and we're going to place it in our saucepan just like this. And you're probably right about now you're going, what the heck is going on here, Cal? Well, what we're going to do today is, and this is the reason that I call it explosive caramel sauce, is that we're going to actually boil this can of condensed milk until it turns into caramel sauce. So the trick to this is that you want to keep the water level above the can. So, say a good inch at least. So the other thing that you want to do is that you do not want to cover this pan. Do not cover this pan while it's on your stove heating up, which we should probably start doing now. I also put the can in sideways, so in the event that it actually does explode, it'll explode out the side and not straight up the top. So when we say boil, that's kind of an extreme word. We're not really actually going to boil this can. We really want more of a kind of a slow boil, kind of a simmer. So essentially what we're going to do is poach it. So I don't want to bring it up too fast, so I'm going to start it a little below high, a couple notches below high, to get this heated up and to get this starting to boil. So that's going to take a few minutes, so I'll be back. Okay, so it's been about 15 or 20 minutes or so I want to make sure that I come here and check this water level. So I see that the water level has actually boiled down a little bit. I ultimately have adjusted my heat to just above medium to maintain a light boil, a kind of a just the beginning of a boil. You want to see the bubbles coming up, but you really don't want it to be a full boil. It's more of like a heavy simmer. So what I've done here is I've gone ahead and I've heated up some water in the microwave. Boy, that is hot. So that when I add my water to my water bath, it doesn't shock the water down, and then you have to wait for the temperature to come back up and everything. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to add my extra water here. And it's just that easy. So you might have to do that a couple of times over the course of a couple of hours. So keep that handy and keep your eye on the pot. If you have to, set yourself a timer or an alarm, because you don't want this water level to go below the level of the top of the can for sure. Okay, so we'll be back. Okay, well, believe it or not, this thing has been boiling here for about 2 hours now, and we're ready to see what we've got. So I'm going to go ahead and turn the heat off, and going to grab my big tongs. This is a perfect job for big tongs. And as you can see, there's our can, and it hasn't even bulged in the slightest. So, yay, we didn't have an explosion. That was really never a possibility, as long as you're safe. So, put my tongs away here. What's really great about this caramel sauce is that if you wanted to, right now at this point, you could just take your Sharpie and mark it, caramel sauce and the date, and put it on your shelf, and then you'd have caramel sauce whenever you wanted it, basically, because this stuff basically lasts forever. As you can see, I've marked it with the symbol for infinity, which is a little bit of a joke because it doesn't actually last forever, but it'll last a really long time this way. So this is still really hot, so we need to let this cool down a little bit, or you should let this cool down a little bit. We should let this cool down a little bit. So we'll be right back, and we'll see what we have. Okay, well, we've been letting this cool for about a half an hour, and it is actually still quite warm. So, but we're going to go ahead and open it so I can show you our caramel sauce. So, here we go. Oh, I guess maybe we should have left it to cool a little bit longer. Mistake. Don't open this too soon. Okay, well, we made a little bit of a mess, but not too big of a one, luckily. So let's just proceed. Mental note: let caramel sauce cool. Okay, boy, that's yummy. And here we go. There is our caramel sauce. Just need to stir it up a little bit. And you can see it's a lovely light brown color, and it's actually a very nice consistency once you stir this up a little bit. One of the things that I love about this caramel sauce is that you can actually, after it's cooled, you can put it in the fridge and it will actually stay pretty soft and malleable like this. It doesn't really harden. So this is like really great for like dipping fruit, like dipping apples, that kind of stuff. You can pretty much spread this on just about anything. Especially, it's still warm now, so it's actually a little bit thinner than what it will be when it's cooled. But you can spread this on, like, say, the brownie that we made in episode 1. And that would be really good, especially with maybe like some cream or some ice cream. So, other things that you could do with this, after it's cooled, you could maybe it would make a good filling between a 2-layer cake. It would be good on top of like a custard or a flan. Probably put it on right before you serve. But today I'm going to have some ice cream. So I have my ice cream ready right here. And I'm going to show you just how fast we can make something really yummy and tasty. I could eat ice cream every day. Sometimes I do. So sometimes I like to change it up though. So I'm going to put some pears on this from this lovely little fruit cup. Fruit cups are good for you. A fruit cup actually has 100% of your daily allowance for vitamin C, and we all need our vitamin C. So that's looking pretty tasty. So how about we put some of this caramel sauce on here now? Because caramels and pears and cream, that's kind of stuff that all goes together really well. This is going to be tasty. Okay, got vanilla ice cream, some pears. Let's put a little more. That looks awfully tasty. And I like lots. So let's see, what else can we come up with to put on this? How about some whipped cream? Because what's an ice cream treat without whipped cream on top? That's looking pretty good there too. So how about we add just like a dash of cinnamon. That'll make it taste even better. And so here you have one of the things that I like to eat, which is ice cream sundae with pears, caramel, whipped cream, and cinnamon. And it is very tasty, I assure you. And again, we have our caramel sauce. It's pretty tasty. On an easy scale of 1 to 10, I'd say that this caramel sauce probably is about an 11, because if you can boil water, you can make caramel sauce. And I don't know it for a fact, but I've heard it on high authority that there are restaurants that actually do their caramel sauce this way because it's fast for them. It's a fast shortcut. This has been my second episode of Bachelor Kitchen. Today we made our explosive caramel sauce. Luckily it didn't explode. So thank you for watching, and hey, check back for some more episodes. You know, hopefully I'll get something put together. So I'm gonna go enjoy my lovely treat here. You have a good day, and thanks for watching.
If your stomach is a growling and you want to make something now, man, Stop by Bachelor Kitchen.